Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope you are all doing well. And, um, it- I was thinking about some of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and I had two really great topics. And so I am just going to pick one because Spirit was bringing me both of them, saying, oh, these would be great topics. So, um, if you have listened to my show at all, I have talked in the past about seeing signs from Spirit and being in awareness of them because Spirit brings us signs all the time of trying to communicate with them. They're bringing us things that resonate with us in our lives. And so it's really just about being in awareness of what those signs are and not taking them for granted or not brushing them off of, oh, well, that was really strange that that happened, right? Maybe it's a coincidence or what you call a coincidence. Because again, there really are no coincidences in life. Everything is divinely orchestrated in our lives and timing is all about divine timing as well. So, if you look at it as nothing is really a coincidence and everything is orchestrated. So think about some of the things that happen in your in your everyday life that you may not even be thinking about. So here are two really good examples based on my own personal experience. So about 2 years ago, we were looking for a place to rent. And it was one of those things where I've been looking around, I've been Googling places to rent. And, we had a dog and a cat, and I was looking at Airbnbs, and I was looking all over. And the hardest thing that we were finding was a place that would take cats, just because people are so allergic to them. So every time I Googled, and this happened probably 4 times before I finally gave in, but every time I Googled, this same house for rent kept popping up to the top of the list. And me looking at it, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that's great, but I don't think that's really going to suit us. And so I would go to the next one and I'd call on it and we'd find out that it wasn't available. So I go, okay. So then I give it, a day and then I would do it again. And I'd look and I'd Google and the same house would pop up. Literally, this happened like 3 or 4 days in a row. I can't remember if I was looking at, days in a row or if it happened over a period of a week, but I kid you not, every time I Googled a search, this same house came up. So finally, I surrendered and I said, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to look at this house. So we, as a family, my husband and my daughter and I went to look at this house. And, we talked to the person, who was renting the house and we went inside and we stepped inside the door into the entryway and we were discussing the house and different things. And she said, I'm going to let you guys look around. And she left. And we all three looked at each other and said, do we need to walk through this house? And all three of us nodded and said, nope, we are sold. Sign us up, sign the papers. So, we did do that. We did, end up going through the house but we ended up signing and we ended up renting this space, which we are currently in actually. Um, and another example is my husband today. We are looking for houses to buy. And he said, look at this house. It has come up 4 times for me. And he sent me a picture of the house. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at it, but yay for him to be in awareness to say, okay, there's something with this house that we are supposed to know about. We're supposed to take a look at this house because it keeps popping up. So this is a clear sign that Spirit is saying, look, you need to look at what I'm showing you. And if you're not going to do it the first time, let me bring it to you a second, a third, maybe a fourth time. Sometimes as humans, we're slow learners. But I can tell you, based on where we are at and we rented this place, it has been the most beautiful experience ever. So had I just ignored this and said, nope, this house just isn't for me, for whatever ego-based reason it might have been, we never would have had the amazing experiences meeting these amazing people that we have met along the way. We never would have had that. We would have had other experiences, sure. Would they have been as great? I don't know, maybe. But the point is that I was in awareness enough to stop and say, okay, this is clearly a message from Spirit to show me, to tell me that I need to do something. They're trying to get my attention. So you have to look at it in that perspective. When you are going through your everyday life, are there things that pop up in your life two, three times and you just go, oh yeah, okay, whatever, and you just let them go, you let them slide by? I ask you to take a look at some of those things because they are very clear messages from Spirit. You just have to stop and slow down and be in awareness to what those are. And I think that you'll find that there'll be some big impacts, some big messages coming through, especially right now. Our loved ones right now, what they say, the veil between heaven and earth is really thin. So maybe even people who don't normally experience Spirit or don't have conversations or maybe don't see Spirit, or maybe all of a sudden right now having those experiences. And the reason is because that veil is really thin and they're wanting to talk to us. They're wanting to get our attention. They're wanting us to bring the messages and understand what those messages are. So I encourage you during the day to stop and get into awareness of what's around you. What things are being brought to your attention two and three times that maybe you're ignoring? You need to stop and pay attention to what those are. And then ask yourself, what am I supposed to know about this meaning, about this experience? Because they are definitely trying to get in touch with you. So be in awareness and stay open and see what your guides and angels have to tell you because they, I'm sure, have a lot to say. Oh, perfect. Well, right now we are going to go to the phone lines and we are going to take a caller right now. We've got Natasha in Florence, Oregon. Good evening, Natasha, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So I have to say, I know your town. I've been in your town. I grew up down in that area. So I think it's really exciting that you're calling in. In fact, I still have ex-in-laws that live there that I visit often. So that's fantastic.
It's beautiful here.
It is beautiful, I have to say.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous.
So what can I do for you this evening?
They just said y'all were given like general readings or maybe a tarot spread.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I can do a general reading unless you have a specific question that you're wanting to know about.
Just about my situation that I'm in now.
Okay. So can I narrow that scope down a little bit? Because otherwise you might get a little bit of a varied explanation that maybe, so are we looking at...
Right.
Yeah.
Moving. We're actually looking at moving. And wondering if it's the right.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let me tune in to see what your angels and guides have to say. And there's just going to be a little moment of silence while I tune in, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Literally from here, just so that in my
Okay, Natasha. So, immediately I'm getting like sun. I'm getting these sunny days, warm days. Are you guys thinking about moving to a warmer climate? I don't, maybe
Yes, definitely.
Arizona. Okay, Arizona,
um,
maybe.
it's a little further south.
Oh, Mexico?
No, no. I just meant like either Texas or Oklahoma area.
Oh, got it, got it. Okay, okay.
But we did think about moving to Arizona. We actually looked into some places there.
Okay, interesting. They're kind of showing me, they're showing me like Arizona, like the Arizona area, where there's sun and warmth, and it's more of, that dry heat. Um,
Right.
okay, so hang on, let me ask a couple questions here. Hang on one moment.
Okay.
So, they're showing me that you have been kind of waffling on this decision. So is this it,
Absolutely.
but it feels like there is maybe there's more to it. So is there like a job interest or a job move that's taking you there that
Business.
actually, huh?
A new business.
Okay, okay. So I think what it is it's more about the job than really about where you're going. Um,
Right.
this feels like a really huge opportunity. So I can see, I mean, I feel it too. It's like, ooh, it's kind of a little bit of anxiety, like, ooh, am I ready for this type of thing?
Right.
Um, and they're
Absolutely.
saying, yeah, they're saying absolutely you are, right? It's pushing you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And that's when we tend to get like anxiety and a little bit fearful because you're like, oh my gosh, I've never done this before or whatever. But they're showing me that you are very, very capable of handling this job and this position. Um, and you're going to be very good at it. Um, is it like
Okay.
is it a management position?
Um,
Like,
no, I'll actually be the business owner or one of the business owners, and I'll be a
okay,
partner.
okay. I almost see you like managing a bunch of people. Like I see you like moving and shifting things like puzzle pieces. Like, you're trying to finesse things, you're trying to figure things out within this company. So there's like
Right.
thought
Well,
processes.
I know the business, but the lady I'm doing it with, she's more of the business end of it, but she doesn't know that business. So I'm going to be having to teach her and, train operators, and
Yeah,
I'll be doing, the job of a manager, but
right. Okay. I see you guys meshing very well. There's a very balanced synchronicity with you two, because she knows one end of the business and you know the other piece of that, right? So you each
right.
have your own pieces that you know very well. You know how to orchestrate and operate, and that's what's going to make you guys really successful.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Okay.
So is there some
That
reservations?
definitely
Is
makes
there
sense.
is there like family or something that you're leaving behind?
There
Or,
is, well, yeah, I've got a son up here, but he is incarcerated. So, but I have two kids in, um, in Denver as well. So it was just kind of a toss of trying to, figure out which
right,
way to go.
right.
Yeah, there's definitely some
Um,
planets.
yeah, so I'm being shown, they're showing me, don't worry about that. I know that there's a big piece of this that's making it hard for you to leave. Um, but with,
Right.
with communication the way it is, technology the way it is, it's going to give you that opportunity to be able to stay connected with them, even though you're not in the same state anymore. And so
Right.
that's going to alleviate some of those anxieties and that worry, that you're also trying to balance out as well. So they're saying
Right.
it's all good because you guys are going to be able to see each other even in person. Like I see them coming to see you, especially your kids
Okay.
in Colorado. Like I see them coming to see you, and then you going to see them as well. And so there's going to be
Okay.
this what they're showing me is you're actually going to get more balanced time with them and the family than you are being where you're located right now, because they're showing me you're kind of,
Yeah.
and I know this because I live down in that area,
Right.
you're really kind of
Right.
isolated, right?
Yes. Yes.
You have to go to Eugene to get to an airport. There's no trains,
Yeah.
there's no transportation. So moving into
Exactly.
a larger city or being closer to a larger city is going to give you guys that opportunity of more direct connection and
Yeah,
flights
definitely.
and things like that. So
Okay. That makes sense.
that's actually, yeah, that's actually going to be a really positive move for you in that respect as far as the family goes.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Um, what is your business? May I ask?
It's it's entertainment.
Nice. Okay. Good. Yeah, it feels really good. It feels like a very thriving business. So um,
Definitely. I
I
hope it
think
will
you'll
be.
do well. I think you'll do well.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
great. Well, I appreciate it, and that all resonates with me. So
good.
appreciate your time.
Thank you for calling in and best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you. And you have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye bye. Wow, that is so cool. I love it when I get to connect with people, especially where I know that they're from, and being so close to my hometown is amazing because you don't get calls like that very often, especially from some of those hometowns. The things that I do is kind of woo woo and a little too much for many people. So to see that come out of someone who's open and willing to come onto a show like this and have a conversation with a medium who talks to spirit, who talks to angels and guides, is really kind of exciting for me. Gives me hope that there are more people out there who actually want to get involved in the spirituality aspect, and who take what we do seriously, because like I said, there's a lot of people out there, and I don't judge. Everybody has their own right to think what they think, but it is nice to see some of those people waking up, so to speak, to the possibilities of what else is out there. All right, we have another caller. We have Joan in Spring City, Pennsylvania. Good evening, Joan, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
I am just trying to find out if I don't know where to start. Um, if the last relationship I was in was I played the whole entire time? Was I used?
In the
Is
past?
there a chance he'll come back?
Okay. Okay. Joan, let me sit with this for a minute and check in with your angels and guides and find out what they want you to know about this situation. So there'll be a little minute of silence as I tune in, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Cover?
Okay, Joan. Wow. So the first image I got is someone sitting at a table playing cards. He's definitely like you said, he's definitely a player. Um, he
Okay.
would he wasn't showing you all his cards, like he wasn't laying everything out and letting you see like who the real person was behind all of that. Um, Hang on one moment. Okay, interesting. So what they're showing me is like um, he pulled out of the game, so to speak. It was like
Okay.
he knew that he couldn't win you over. He couldn't. I guess manipulate. That's the word that keeps coming in.
That's a much better word than what you said before. Yeah.
That he couldn't manipulate you like the way you're very strong. You're very you know your power, and your power in a good way. I must say, you stand in that power a lot, and I give you kudos for that because it's really hard, especially in a situation like that, to be able to stand in your power and tell somebody no, right?
Okay.
So he basically kind of gave up. He gave up the game because he couldn't play it anymore with you. Um, there was nothing that he could do to change your mind. Um, and so he kind of just kind of got tired of it, so to speak. Um, is he going to come back around? I don't feel that he's going to come back around. I think he's moving on. So
And what about financial end of it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So what about the financial end, the financial mess that he left me in? Is he going to rectify that? And did he
Hang
ever
on.
care about me, or did he play me the whole time?
Oh no, there was an aspect of him. He did care for you. He probably cared for you a little bit more than what he cared for anybody else in his life. Um,
I think
so
that's true. I think that's why he ran, because I'm the strongest one he ever had in
mhm,
his life.
it is,
Is
and
that
it
true?
is, and it kind of, so to speak, freaked him out a little bit because he
I think so
never,
too.
yep, he never expected to really have any kind of feelings for you or to take this relationship anywhere. And it kind of started to progress a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? This isn't how I normally do things." And so he decided you know, to leave essentially. Um,
Do you think if he gets sober, he'll come back?
no, I don't think so. I think you scare him too much. I think
Okay.
you show him a dose of reality, actually. Um, and as far as him coming back to take any kind of financial responsibility, I don't know that I see that happening. They're not showing me that,
Okay.
which they're also showing me is it's not a great situation for you to be in. However, on the flip side of this, they're showing me that you're going to be much, much better off if he doesn't come back and try to rectify it. Because if he does come back, it's not going to be to rectify anything. It's going to be to make things more complicated,
Right.
maybe even make a bigger mess of things. So,
Right.
you know, in that respect, kind of count your blessings that he's not going to try to come back and rectify things. Um,
Do you see anybody coming in my future that will be good for me anytime soon? Like, where's my future going? I guess is what I need to know.
okay, hang on. So, short answer, yes. Long answer, there's some things, there's like some, I feel like there's baggage, like you have baggage on you from this guy, from this experience, right? So it's about you being able to shed this baggage, these experiences, kind of take note of what did you learn from this experience, good and bad, right? Um,
maybe about me trying to trust and not like that hound them. Maybe.
right. So there's a little bit. So there is now because of the experience that you've had. There is a little bit of a trust issue, right? So you have to be able to get over that hurdle and understand that there are other people out there who will come to you, but you have to break that trust barrier because if you don't, you're going to keep attracting the same type of person to you. So um, it's about going through some of those experiences and saying, okay, what did I learn from this? How do I how do I get myself out there and trust again? How do I trust myself? It's more a question of you being able to trust yourself and to trust your own guidance and get comfortable
Right.
with that again. Okay. So it's like shedding that baggage. Like if you can imagine yourself like with all these bags and almost like this layer of mud all over you, right? That's how your aura is feeling to me right now. And so it's about getting into that, dropping all that baggage, dropping all that mud and that gunk, so you can come back to that shiny, brilliant aura who is really who you are. So right now, it's a little too soon for you to be able to go out and start looking for another partner. You have to first take care of you and take care of this piece of you before you can attract the right person into your life.
Right. And when do you think that could possibly happen? And will it be the thing? Is it anybody from my past or somebody new?
I think it's going to be somebody completely new that you're going to run into. But again, you have to work on you and getting that trust back for yourself. Okay, forgiving yourself for getting into a situation like this, because this is all about a learning. It's all about learning. This is what we're here on earth to do is to learn experiences and experience things, right? And part of that is if we get ourselves into a bad experience, it's about forgiving ourselves and saying, okay, I had this experience. This is what I learned from it. And here's what I need to do to move on. Okay.
Do you think he'll ever be sober again? And will he be okay? Like, I really do care about him, even though he's not good for me, but I do care about his future. Again.
Yeah, he's got some things he needs to overcome, most definitely. And Joan, we are going to get cut off here in just a few minutes because we're coming down to our last couple seconds of the show. So I want to say thank you so much for calling in, and I hope it's been helpful for you.